Welcome to Christian News TY. I am Mary Tisdale. Javon Rigwan Stewart, 25 of Andrews, South Carolina, was sentenced to life imprisonment along with a 25-year consecutive sentence after being convicted at trial for the murder of a federal employee in the course of her duties, use of a firearm, and furtherance of a crime of violence, robbery, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, and conspiracy to possess with intent to distribute and to distribute marijuana. Jerome Terrell Davis, 31, also of Andrews, South Carolina, was sentenced to 25 years in federal prison after pleading guilty to robbery and conspiracy to possess with intent to distribute and to distribute marijuana. Evidence presented by the government at Seward's trial and at Davis's change of plea hearing established that on September 23, 2019, Seward and Davis were anticipating the delivery of 2 pounds of marijuana that had been shipped from California through the United States Postal Service. Rather than deliver the package to Seward's residence in Andrews, South Carolina, Mayor Carrie Irene Presley placed a form in Seward's mailbox stating that the authorized recipient will need to come to the post office to claim the package. After Seward confronted Presley minutes later and failed to get the marijuana package, he returned home. Shortly after, Seward's home surveillance showed him leaving his home armed with an AR-15. Davis then picked up Seward, and the two went in search of Presley. After determining where Presley was on her mail route, Davis dropped Seward off on Senate Road in Andrews, South Carolina. Davis then left the area, and a short time later, approximately 1 hour after she had left the form in Seward's mailbox, Presley was driving down Senate Road in Andrews, South Carolina, when Seward fired approximately 20 rounds off from his AR-15 into the back of Presley's vehicle, striking her multiple times. Seward then got into Presley's vehicle and drove approximately 3 miles away, where he left Presley and her vehicle in a ditch on an access road to a hunt club. While on the access road, Seward removed mail from Presley's vehicle and searched through packages for the package intended for his resident or any other items of value. The package of marijuana that had been shipped to Seward's residence was later found on Senate Road, where Presley had been shot by Seward. United States District Judge Donald C. Coggins sentenced Seward to life imprisonment for the murder of Irene Presley. Seward was also sentenced to a 20-year consecutive sentence for using a firearm in furtherance of a crime of violence, as well as concurrent sentence for the robbery, felon in possession of a firearm, and marijuana conspiracy charges. Judge Coggins sentenced Davis to the maximum possible sentence of 20 years for the robbery and 5 years for the marijuana conspiracy, with those sentences to be served consecutively for a total of 25 years. Davis' prison sentence will be followed by a 3-year term of supervised release. There is no parole in the federal system. Every member of our community deserves to live, work, and play without fearing for their lives, said U.S. Attorney Adolph F. Burris. These sentences will never replace the loss of Irene Presley, but they represent the commitment of this office and our law enforcement partners to fighting violent crimes, protecting federal workers, and keeping our communities safe. No sentence can pay for the loss of a loved one, but we hope the justice served will bring some meaningful measure of closure to Irene Presley's family, friends, and colleagues, said Tommy D. Koch, inspector in charge of the Atlanta Division. The sentence issue show the strong determination of the U.S. Postal Inspection Service to protect our employees and to work diligently to bring justice to criminals who assault or viciously attack them. We are grateful for the collaborative investigative work performed by our law enforcement partners and the U.S. Attorney's Office. The senseless murder of Irene Presley has had a profound impact on our community, said Williamsburg County Sheriff Stephen R. Gardner. We are thankful that those responsible have now been held fully accountable for their actions, and we greatly appreciate the opportunity to work alongside the United States Postal Inspection Service and our law enforcement partners to obtain justice for the Presley family. The case was investigated by agent of the United States Postal Inspection Service, the Williamsburg County Sheriff's Office, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the South Carolina State Law Enforcement Division, SLED, and the Charleston County Sheriff's Office. Assistant United States Attorneys Nick Beecher, Catherine Flynn, and Ellie E. Klein prosecuted the case.